Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. This episode, we're going to talk about the model comparisons of snowfall and ice as we go into Wednesday morning for parts of southern Minnesota, Iowa, and South Dakota for anyone traveling south. The impacts here in the valley, not too impactful, but we could see some areas of icing. Here's the latest in this version of Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
As is always the case, you can drop a question. Let me know what your questions are with regards to the weather. Let me know where you're watching from. And why don't you let me know if you're really looking forward to some spring-like weather. We'll talk about that briefly. But right now, we're going to look at a model comparison. For this, I've got a page, a special page to take a look just at the winter weather products. Let's look at snowfall accumulations. With a storm like this in the spring, it gets a little bit on the difficult side because we're dealing with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, right? So it starts as rain. The transition to snow is critical to exactly how much snow we're going to see. So those are some of the challenges and why some of the models appear to have been pretty far off in their solutions with how much snow we might expect from this system. Let's get this all the way out to about the 50-hour, 48-hour time frame. So this carries us into the Wednesday noon time frame. Notice North Dakota, not so bad. So I'm going to take over camp right over here on this side of the screen and show you where you see the pink. We have some pretty healthy amounts. This is the European model. It shows those healthiest amounts. Minneapolis and Point South, with the metro area seeing 3 to 5 inches of snow in Point South. Now look at this one. This is the American model. See this band of heavier snow here? Not out of the realm of possibilities, but that transition to snow will be a possibility. My gut says nope. I don't think we're going to get as much in our area, maybe an inch or two. But keep in mind, there could be some icing, which we'll discuss here just momentarily. A couple of other models show most of the pink areas of the impactful snowfall amounts over 6 inches will be mainly in southern and eastern Minnesota, down into Iowa and parts of South Dakota. And as you take a look, as I scroll through different models, renditions, a few models are showing a healthy amount of snow here as we go through, but these are largely based on American model runs and the European model runs. And let's take a look at the Canadian model runs. Keep this at bay just a little bit. My gut is we're going to be at bay with much of our moisture from this system coming in the form of rain. If there's going to be some measurable snow, it might be an inch or maybe two down in our southernmost counties as we go through. Now, let's take a look at the icing potential. This also widely dependent upon the model that we're looking at here. Let's take a look at this. The European model says no icing to be too much concerned about. There might be some isolated locations in the South Dakota, Minnesota border area and a couple areas up near Duluth, right? Lake Superior. Now you go to the American model and it's drawn a little bit more of a wild picture. This is a look at the Canadian model likewise. So what does this mean? If we're going to see some icing, there'll be some freezing rain potential that works its way through as the transition occurs from rain to snow. And when that happens, that's what we'll see, a chance for some light icing in a few places. A couple of these models, this is one American model, really blowing up the icing potential. And I don't feel that it's going to be widespread, but it doesn't take a lot of ice on area roads to see that really causing an impact to your travel. So some light icing will be possible. Under 5/100ths of an inch of icing, more likely than the higher amounts. And I do think it could be covered with some snow, making things very slippery as this very windy system. Remember, gusty north winds will cool us off fairly quickly, and those gusts will likely exceed that 50-mile-per-hour mark. So Hutch, what's all this meteorology mean? What's your forecast? What do you think's going to happen? What do I think's going to happen? Let me tell you. I think the European model has been on point. I think the snow stays mainly south of Fargo-Moorhead, but as you go south towards Sabin, towards all the way down into Richland County here in the Wahpeton, Breckenridge area, heading on over towards Otter Tail County. Anywhere in this area, a chance for some snow. Look at that, Swadina County. You're right in the mix there. Brainerd, same thing for the Brainerd Lakes area. Up near Nisswa, better chance of snow. Down south, Brainerd and Point South, it starts off as rain, and it changes to snow as we go through the time frame from our Tuesday night into Wednesday, where the snow gets very heavy. Tuesday night into Wednesday, we could have whiteout conditions across much of southern Minnesota and the I-90 corridor there. And the models say, well, we could see 7 to 9 inches of snow. I think there is going to be a 10-inch to 1-foot amount of snow south of the Twin Cities. But exactly where is yet to be seen. The possibility is there with a system like this to deliver some very heavy snow. So travelers, be advised that the best place to keep up to date with what's going on in your neck of the woods, and if you have traveled down to the cities as we go through the middle of our week, check out hutchesweather.com. It's a one-stop shop for your weather information. Please keep in mind my fine sponsors here, like Evco. This is a Detroit Lakes, Minnesota company serving a 200-mile radius for you folks in agriculture that have an operation where you want to keep your equipment ready to go and you need lubricants, you need products. They deliver and really take pride in customer service. Click on Evco, get their contact information, and get your operation stocked up and ready to go for the season ahead. HutchesWeather.com, road conditions, snowfall amounts, your photos uploaded anytime. For now, that's a look at the model comparison. Snow, heavy southern Minnesota, central and eastern parts of South Dakota, and much of Iowa getting some crippling snow. That will stretch south into parts of Kansas and Nebraska as well, where blizzard warnings are in effect. You can see more on that on other videos on HutchesWeather.com. Follow me on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and enjoy your snow if that's what you choose to do.